Welcome back to Comic Shop Talk on the Late Night Collectors community, everyone. I'm your host, Nico, and join with me today, as always, happy birthday to my co-host, Chris. What's going on, man?
Not too bad. How's everybody here?
I'm
Or how
good.
are you here? Let's say.
Who else is here?
Don't worry, got all your friends.
We are live in person. We've gotten together once again, guys, after a long stretch, actually.
It's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a while. Probably prior towards the start of the summer, actually, probably since we got together in person to record one of these. But yeah, happy birthday to Chris. I think we're a day off here, but I did want to give a happy birthday shout out to Chris here, who's joined with me today. And we have been enjoying ourselves. Cheers. Cracking some beers here tonight. Yeah, absolutely. Having some drinks, recording some comic shop talk. Yeah, just having a good time here. We're about to talk about some comics here, guys, and thank you for tuning in. As always, if you're new to this channel or the show, make sure you subscribe and like the video, and you can also check out our playlist. And we're on episode 96 here today. 96. Oof. On the road to 100. We're getting close there. 4 more. Yeah, so before the end of the year, we'll be reaching that milestone here for you guys here, 100 episodes. Make sure to tune in at the end of the year too, because not only will we have, our episode leading into the end of the year, but we'll also be having like an award show of sorts, highlighting some of our favorite things that we read this year.
Best of the best, worst of the worst.
Yeah. That's always a good time. Really looking forward to that. We did it for the first time last year. It was a really good time. So definitely make sure to check out that video, guys. But yeah, today we're going to talk about the comics that came out for the September 27th, 2023. This past week. And as I mentioned, make sure you subscribe to the channel. And spoiler warning, if you guys haven't read your books yet, we are going to be talking about what happened in the books here today. We are going to be showing off some of the art. So just be forewarned, in case you don't want to get spoiled, you can always read your books and come back. Check out any of our episodes in the playlist here on Late Night Collectors community. And thank you as always. But yeah, looking really, really, very much looking forward to this episode. This is one of our more drunker episodes here today.
A lot of opinions coming out tonight.
A lot of opinions coming out here tonight. Absolutely. And it's always good to get together with Chris in person and do these. And happy birthday, man. Happy birthday once again. Cheers. Very good.
Oh, let's talk comics. Oops.
Yeah, but let's talk some comics. All right. First up on the docket here today, we got Ultimate Invasion number 4, Chris. Lead the way as always.
Ultimate Invasion number 4.
Yep.
Well, I think there's some big things happening after the end of this issue, but as for the issue itself, I guess there's some big things going on here in the issue too. We got Reed Richards Doom, whatever, a blue, I guess you call him a blue Doom because he's always wearing the blue stuff there, and he's working with Anthony Stark to get that Immortus engine going. And, they're stuck in some sort of time pocket or something, but they do what they got to do. And once they figure out what's happening, I think they use their new methods or their new, whatever, gizmos that they pick up to try and mess up what's going on with the Maker and Kang. And, I guess the big hoopla about this is who's gonna win, either Kang or the Maker. And I guess there was a third option in there, and that's what they opted for. They tried to screw everybody. And it looks like there's a new Ultimate Universe ready to be spawned. And I don't know, it's a bit of a 4-issue series to set up this new Ultimate Universe. And I think I might be ready for that new Ultimate Universe and see what they got to do with it.
Same. Yeah, I'm ready for this as well. I would be lying if I told you I understood everything that occurred in this. Yeah. That is a constant criticism at times of Jonathan Hickman's work, though, to be fair. For the most part, I'm usually I know what's going on with Hickman's work. I'm usually able to follow it, but I think there's somewhat of a disconnect here just because I haven't read all the Ultimate Universe stuff. I haven't read all of Hickman's Ultimate Universe stuff for that matter. So yeah, I would be lying if I said I understood everything that went down in this issue and in this miniseries. And I think I would be hard pressed even to say if this miniseries was great or not. I think it was decent.
Yeah.
there is a lot of interesting things to lead into, possibly some good stuff in the Ultimate Universe setup, though, like you said. And there is one more issue that Hickman is helming that is a one-shot, kind of like Omega type issue that is going to be the setup, apparently, for this new universe that was kind of created at the end of this mini series. Let's say there's like a bubble at the end of this that all these other new characters are versions of characters that we know they're observing in this mini series. And then here in the last page of the book, you get this whole thing where they're going to basically break out Ultimate Captain America out of the ice for the first time, which is, again, a big fucking deal. And somewhere along the lines of the origin that we know of Captain America. But you got to remember, these are all different versions, even with the Ultimate Universe versions that you knew before of these characters. Because this is Universe 6160 instead of 616. This is 6160. And, it might be a speculator's wet dream, this new fucking issue of the Ultimate Spider-Man that Hickman's going to be writing, because this is going to be maybe most likely another version of an Ultimate Spider-Man we're going to see in that one, right? So I know I'm on board, not for the speculation part of it, but I
wouldn't be buying this for speculation.
No,
just because it's a decent story.
Fair. Yeah.
And maybe something might come out of it, but
yeah. But for all you speculators out there at the same time, maybe a bigger character that comes out of this than we know. We don't know, right?
Yeah,
but
who knows? Who knows who's going to pop out of this?
That being said, this was okay. Yeah. I will say on my final, call. If you want to know whether or not you should pick up the trade paperback of this mini series, I think you can skip it. Yeah, I think Chris is right. You can skip it. You could just jump on with the new Ultimate Universe stuff and maybe hope for something more out of that than this. Because, sorry, burping all over the place, nasty, right up in the mic. This is not required reading, I would say. Yeah, absolutely. There's not much that was explained in this.
Yeah, if there is a new Ultimate Universe they set up with new issues, you can probably pick those up at number 1, and you'd have a good idea what happened. It was okay. It was a nice read. You get a little of background information, but it's nothing that's required reading, let's say.
No, I agree. Yeah. So what would you give it in that sense?
I give it a 3.75. It's still nice to see those guys, and it was a good story.
You read my mind. 3.75. I can't give it higher than that. I'd probably give the whole miniseries that. It wasn't bad. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't great. And that's enough on that one. Next. Invincible Iron Man number 10 here with this connecting cover that was with another X-Men issue here.
You had to get this cover.
You had to get this. But Chris, what did you think of this issue?
I thought it was pretty good.
It was great.
It was fucking awesome. I thought it was a great issue.
Yeah, it was a good issue.
And I still can't get over this crossover between with Iron Man and the X-Men.
Right? It's an unlikely crossover. It really is weird, right?
It works so well.
It does.
And the way they have, I think the Kingpin's in this too, right? Where Tony Stark has to ask Kingpin for help.
Not only that, he had to ask help for Rhodey in jail.
Yeah.
And he has, And Rhodey is on the phone with him. He gets fed a phone. And Rhodey's like, why'd you call me? He's like, what are you talking about? I didn't call you. And meanwhile, he's like, oh shit. He's like, Rhodey, protect yourself right now, right? He's like, you're about to get attacked. He figures it out in a second, but it's a second too late. He's starting to get attacked. And then, mind you, he does not recognize the fact that he asked Kingpin for a favor weeks ago when this whole thing kind of got put in motion. And meanwhile, he's got Sandman and Living
Laser there.
Yeah, in the prison.
Living Laser had to get arrested. Sandman just kind of squeaked his way in.
Yeah.
But I always still like the way the Kingpin helps people. He goes, look, you have to ask for my, he
had to bow down.
He tells Emma Frost, hey, you tell Tony Stark how this works.
That's right.
And then he's got to go, okay, I need this help. And then he's in the future,
indebted to him.
In the future. Kingpin now has something on Emma Frost, and he has something on Iron Man.
So there's gonna come a point where a writer will pick up on this somewhere along the line, whether it's in the Avengers or in the Iron Man
down the road somewhere. This is
there's something's gonna go down with Kingpin where they're gonna have to turn the back. They're gonna be like, oh. No, I don't know anything about
never
this.
mind if I even turn the back. You might have to fucking face forward and do some fucking bad shit.
No, and be like, he didn't do nothing wrong here. Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I knew you'd do like that. That stuff is great. That stuff with Fei Long there, where they're trying to trick him.
I even love the moment with Tony Stark in this though, where he had to like he came through to the fake wedding because he caught him in the fucking position of giving her the ring, but it was like a ring to get into his mind, and they put on this whole fake wedding scenario. And he walks in, and she's like in this nice, like red dress, like you know what I mean, like in this scene here that we're looking at. He's like, in his head, he's like, oh man. He's like, I'm in love with this woman, but
I know this is just fake, but Jesus Christ, I'm getting fucking screwed.
Because it's fucking Emma Frost. He's like, I know she's gonna do me dirty at some point. And she's not gonna believe in this, of course, that it's all fake, but like, I am in love with this woman.
I'm fucking writing this out.
Because like, and I think as readers, you can relate. Like, she's gorgeous. Like, of course, you would be in love with this woman. Like, right? Like, So and the whole scene with her going inside of his mind, Fei Long, great stuff. I mean, this is one of my favorite titles out.
For sure.
Duggan is just fucking killing it on this.
I can't believe how good this is.
Yeah. Every issue, I'm just like, oh my God, this is so good. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, it's very good. It's like, I can't wait to see what happens next. And like the whole connection between X-Men and Iron Man has been working out very well. And I think they all owe it to, though, like, let's give it up, I think, to Duggan, just because of the cohesion of him writing both titles. It's working.
He had a big plan, and friggin' it's coming to fruition.
It's great stuff. And then at the end, they basically find out that Forge's necklace that he gave Emma Frost, it's made out of some sort of mutant metal. It's made out of some Mysterium. It's made out of some sort of mutant metal that they're going to use against Fei Long in his next move, essentially.
And then even the stuff that where they went into Fei Long's mind, so Tony Stark could finally see what his dad's final message was. That's something that he lost a while ago because he never wanted to check it out. Just so many good things going on in this.
Let's leave that hanging for the folks at home. They have not read this. I agree, but it is worth. This is not only a great delve into like this, the character of Iron Man himself, Tony Stark, but also it plays into the grander scheme of things with the X-Men storyline that's happening right now. It's great stuff. I agree. Great issue. What'd you give this out of 5?
4.5 easy. Could be even more.
I'm gonna give it 4.25, but it's great stuff. All right, Chris, Action Comics 1057.
Action Comics 1057. Boom. Here we go. I think I tried to get this off my pull list, but it keeps on showing up, which I didn't mind though. The first story
looked good.
The problem with Action Comics is still there's 3 stories in here. And the first story, it's the beginning of a new arc. You know, they've been talking about this Blue Planet sort of terrorist group. And here we got friggin' Superman just talking to, some construction worker up on the rafters there. And, it was just a nice moment between them. It's some guy he saved a long time ago, like an ex-con. But anyway, they get into the meat of the story where Lois Lane has decided to have an interview with the leader of the Blue Planet group. And it turns out it's like some freaking 20-year-old girl. And, you think Clark, and then they force Clark Kent to be the person that has to interview them.
Okay.
And, I think that's okay. That's either way, and while they're doing the interview, Clark as Superman, he can tell that she's lying or when she's lying, when she's not lying. And, I think that's the big story. But then at the end, you figure out, I think they might have known all along that Clark Kent is Superman. They sort of led him to a trap. And somehow they got some guy there that freaking just sucked the powers out of Clark Kent. And now he's just Superman, or he's just Clark Kent now. And he lost his superpowers. And that's what's going on there.
Okay. Next story here. Any comments on this one?
Yeah, not much. It's freaking
this is pre Rebirth Superman or something.
It's like Lois and Clark are living in Smallville with John Kent as a little kid.
Not as interested in this.
This has been a story that's been going on. I think this one kind of friggin' just finished itself out. But the big thing is there's a Doombreaker got hooked up by somebody there.
Okay. How about this last one here? Any comments on this one?
Could have been. It was okay, but
you're in it for the main story.
You're in it for the main story. This last one, it was nice art. There's what's that? Is that John Kent or Connor Kent? I don't know. It's one of the clones there, and he's still living with
Connor
Superman.
Kent, probably.
Yeah, and he's just struggling, being Superman's clone.
Okay, what did you give this overall?
I'll give the main story a good 4, but
wow.
the whole issue in itself, well, I'll give it all a 4. Whatever, it's not
Okay,
bad.
cool. Jean Grey number 2.
Yeah, I just read this one online. This is more of a what if sort of story. The whole Jean Grey series seems to be Jean Grey kind of going through her life at certain key moments if she did something different. And this was basically where she becomes the Phoenix.
Okay.
And instead of her going out into the spaceship to try and pilot it, she realizes, hey, Wolverine's got this big, healing factor. He can go out and pilot the ship.
Sure. Yeah.
And I'll stay back here and I can just, focus on, whatever. I can send all the instructions telepathically. So whatever, hilarity ensues. So instead of Jean Grey becoming the Phoenix, Wolverine becomes the Phoenix.
Oh, yeah. I mean, we've seen that before, but like that's pretty fucking cool still.
It's a good idea there, and once Wolverine, explodes out of the water and everybody's swimming, his first order of business is to fucking take care of the people from Weapon X, because they're the ones that messed him up. And then, he goes on a rampage, and then, Jean Grey tries to, calm him down.
Yeah, sure.
But his his Phoenix powers, I don't know, that he could freaking shoot all his spikes out of his arm. It's just a what if story that's not in a what if story. Yeah. If it was a what if story, I think it might be better, but they're trying to sell this as a Jean Grey type of story, so I'm not really on board.
Okay.
I'll still read them online.
I've heard some decent things about this miniseries.
They're nice stories, but I don't know. I feel like I'm getting kind of getting like swerved here.
Okay. What would you give it though, rating terms?
I give it a 3.75. It was okay. It was a good story.
Okay. Next up, I got Black Hammer, The End, number 2. This is the second issue. I think it's like a 7 or 8 issue miniseries, I think. Basically the last miniseries out of the Black Hammer universe that Jeff Lemire is doing with Dark Horse Comics, at least. I think he had hinted at the fact that there might be more after this, maybe not with Dark Horse, but we'll see, because I know he's an Image exclusive guy now. But that being said, this was a really fucking good issue. This actually gave me a lot of hope that I haven't actually had in the last few issues of this, from the end of the last miniseries that they had leading into the start of this miniseries, just because I thought there was a lot that they had to really explain and kind of bring together as a result of all the years of this series coming out with throughout all the miniseries, all the individual miniseries of these characters that they've been talking about throughout the Black Hammer universe that Jeff Lemire set up. And this is actually just did a really good job of bringing this all together. I thought all these characters, all these versions of characters, actually mostly from the DC universe, that Jeff Lemire was just doing his own version or spin of in this Black Hammer story. And he said publicly, like, this is like his Crisis on Infinite Earths version of the Black Hammer stuff, like based on like what happened like with the DC stuff, essentially. So like this is like in this issue we get like they show you a panel of all these like different versions of the characters that we've grown to know in his original Black Hammer series, different versions of these characters from different universes that have come together to help save the day here towards the end. So like they're the characters you know, but the characters you really don't know at the same time, along with some lesser used characters that have really come together to help out in the end of this whole thing. And there's like a dark side type character that they're facing off against as well, that ended the universe essentially the first time around that they're facing off against in this. So like, yeah, it does feel like big stakes. It does, evoke like a lot of callbacks and stuff to characters that they've like introduced through this series over the time that they've been with Dark Horse. And I've had a lot of a great time with it. Honestly, this was actually the issue that finally brought me back into the fold. I felt like, and actually explained and caught any reader up, I feel like, with what's been happening in this series thus far. So again, this is Jeff Lemire's version of a lot of stuff that he likes from superhero comics that he's worked in as well. But this is his own universe, his own characters, his own spin on things. So I gave this a 4 out of 5. I thought it was a really solid issue, and I'm looking forward to more from this finally, because I think I think the last issue, the last series was lackluster. right till the end of it. And then the start of this with the last issue, with the first issue of this Black Hammer, the end, I was just lost because it's been so long. I feel like since we've caught up with these characters that I couldn't like go out there and say like, yeah, this is great. I understand everything that's going on, but finally with this issue, I can say like, I'm really looking forward to what happens next finally. So like, it was one of my favorite series ever. And then like not ever, but like in recent times. And then like, it just sucked the last little while. Like the last little, I was like, I can't say this last miniseries was good. I can't say the start of this one was good. But now I can finally say, like, yes, if you're a longtime fan of Black Hammer, definitely check this issue out. It looks like it's going to be really great. And then we got Godzilla War for Humanity #2. I've been checking out this Godzilla series because I really like the artist Jake Smith on it and the writer, who's usually a writer / artist on Headlopper, another series I really like, Andrew McLean. It was hard for me to put the panels together or for the pages I was going to highlight for this issue, just because like there's so many great pages, like at least aesthetically, like looks at these Godzilla pages, because almost every page looks interesting and he's trying to show you like some kaiju in motion and some shit going on in every fucking panel. It really makes it hard for me to cut it because I try to cut it down, not to show you every fucking page that I got to show off. This was hard though. This one was really hard. I really like his art and I really like everything that's going on in this book. This is really delving into like learning about the kaiju, their habits, how some of them hibernate, how some of them like, they're very migrational. Like they're very like, they only come out at certain times of the year and this kind of thing. So like, they only hang out in certain parts of the coast throughout the year. And this story is really delving into all that, like learning the habits of the kaiju, and it's learning and it's delving into the science teams that really investigate this kind of stuff. And there's a science team that like kind of has to deal with kaiju interactions that go wrong in this issue that get dispatched. And while this is going on, the scientists of this story are like, oh no, we got to stop this. You don't want them to mistreat them. And they get taken out. This team just gets taken out very quickly in this. And you get introduced to this plant monster kaiju in this issue that basically is more stronger than a lot of the other kaiju that are fucking been introduced in this issue. And then they say like, this is one that's like one to watch out for. And, he starts taking out this other kaiju at another point of the world that they're not really, Madagascar or something. I think he's taking them out in. And then this team basically comes to the rescue. They're like, yeah, we got to take care of this. We got to like protect these guys. And then the one girl, the scientist that really believes in kaiju and really thinks that Godzilla is actually a good person, a good creature, and actually is looking out for the folks, is like, where's Godzilla and all this? So then they this team brings her to some like underground thing that like this like weird creature's like hooked up to like the wall. Like he's like in the underground hooked up, and he apparently speaks to kaiju. And she's like, how come Godzilla doesn't help the humans in this situation? And he's like, oh no, the humans are the virus in the situation. The humans are the bad things for the race. Like they basically like we are the only ones that destroy the environment. You know what I mean? I was like, this guy's not wrong. He's speaking facts. Yeah, exactly. He literally calls them the cancer. Yes. I forgot about that. He does call them the cancer. He's like, the humans are the cancer on the world. And then she's like, no, I won't believe that. No, like kaiju, no, they have to protect us. Like he has like, don't worry, like Godzilla will come to our aid. And she leaves there like feeling very discouraged. And all of a sudden, like some other like spiritual person comes to her and she says, well, he's not the only one that can speak to the kaiju. I am in touch with Mothra of all fucking kaiju. Mothra, the big fucking the moth. And he's like, I will tell him telepathically to get Godzilla to come over here and aid your whole aid your whole fucking like what you're trying to pull.
There's Mothra there.
There he is, yeah. So Mothra goes and disturbs Godzilla and his son, his like newborn or something. They got all pissed off, and by the end of this issue, they're like storming towards wherever they are in the whole situation to possibly aid them. So yeah, kind of cheesy at times, but great art. And I actually, like you said, the whole aspect of like the human race is the virus and all this. I was like, yeah, I could get with that. I was like, yeah, and these are guys that are protecting the earth, and we're just like kind of getting in the way. Yeah, it tracks. Like I think it was actually a really well thought out idea / concept for this whole kind of like mini series. So I'm going to give it a 3.75, verging on a 4 for the art, honestly. But like you said, I can't get behind like the nonsense that happens towards the end where like, yeah, we'll get Godzilla's here somehow, like yeah. So it's kind of bullshit. But anyways.
Well, on a side note, did you see the previews of Justice League versus Godzilla?
I did.
I didn't read it, but it fucking looked good.
It did.
I didn't buy any of those. I didn't get any of those solicitations.
Neither did I.
But it looks good. Looking good.
It looks good. Yeah, we will probably be reading it. For that being said, if we don't pick it up, we will be reading it and talking about it on here because it does look good. You're absolutely right on that. But here, next up, book here on the docket here, Chris. We got Avengers number 5, which might be my at least last final pre-ordered issue of this.
I think I might have a couple more coming, but
so do I. But I think I have until 7 pre-ordered. But
yeah,
I think I'm out.
I think I'm out.
I'm out. Yeah, same. I had to jump the gun on you on that one.
It's not bad, but it's not good.
It's so cookie cutter. Fucking this happens and this happens and fucking these guys attack.
Yeah, like then we figure, how are they gonna beat this Ashen Combine?
Bro, Jed McKay. I'm like, Jed, I was fucking hyping you up, bro. How can you do me like this, right? Like I like Jed, like you need to come more correct on an Avengers title. I'm sorry to say.
Like, come a little harder on this one. Don't phone this one in.
Yeah, this is phoned in. It seems like that. It's very basic. Yeah. That's what I mean. Like I really want to fucking like this title. I'm struggling. I'm struggling. I'm done. So am I. I'm dropping it.
Oh, the city. I'm trapped. I'm the living city. I'm trapped in this. Oh, if only I could be free. Well, guess what? We're going to free you, and that's how we're going to beat this Ashen Combine that is supposedly unbeatable.
That you fucking is spending 4 issues defeating, and then maybe we'll defeat them in the 5th or 6th issue, and then why?
Arc's over.
Yeah,
you go make your trade paperback.
Like if you picked up the first trade of this, that's exactly what I was gonna say. This is a weak trade. Like this is like. It might get better from here on out, and I'll
pick it up if it does. But
I agree.
I'm not looking forward to it.
No,
sorry,
this is not great. The art's been good. I want to give a shout out to the artist. Yeah, Villa on this has been doing a really good job. Oh no, this isn't even him in this fucking issue. Oh my god, this is Ivan Forelli on this issue. CF Villa did the first 3 issues, which was his collaborator on Black Cat. This is not great though. I want to like
it's
this.
Okay, it should be better. I expect more out of an Avengers comic. This should be an A1 title. They should be coming up with A1 talent.
No, but this is
A1 effort.
Not only that, this has been the same opinion I've had throughout 4 issues now.
Yeah.
This is where you need to fucking like, you know what I mean? Like I give you an issue or 2.
Yeah, there should be some sort of twist in here that goes, holy shit, okay.
Yeah.
Now things are making sense, but no, it's nothing.
I mean, you got lots of Vision action in here. He's against some sort of cyborg that the planet is basically made out of. Like, I don't know what's going on here, but like,
yeah, it's garbage.
Yeah. What would you give this?
Yeah, fucking 3.5. Come on. Or like 3.5. I should give it less though.
I will go 3.25 on this. Yeah. I
would agree with you on that.
Yeah. I want to give it more, but like, yeah, I was going to go through 3.5 at first, but like, yeah, I mean, it's verging towards a 3 when we're talking about story. It's just so cookie cutter and basic that I'm just like, okay.
Yeah, this is a Saturday morning cartoon. Right
yeah, this is cut from my list. At least reading it, I mean, we're gonna read it physically in the next couple of issues, me and Chris, but like on the next pre-order, I think this is off.
Yeah, I think whatever the December solicitation, I'm out already.
Done. Yeah. All right. Next up, another one on the chopping block, at least for me, Immortal Thor number 2.
Oh, this might bring me back in though. I don't know what you thought when you read this one. I enjoyed this one a little bit more than I did the first one.
Okay.
I don't know if this is like a smaller issue or something, but when I did read this,
it's a bit. I think it's smaller. Hold on. What's the price point on this? No, No, I think it's a little smaller than the first issue. Yes.
I felt when I read this one, like I thought it was a good read, but it went by quick when it was at the end. I go, holy smoke, this is the end already. There's some good stuff going on here. He has to use his Odin power or his all power to freaking try and work on this, whatever, this Thor from wherever else. And it doesn't do shit. And, so he opens up some sort of rift and squeaks him in there. And now he's going to have to fall asleep, whether he likes it or not. And then Loki shows up there, and it's not even the regular Loki. I know it's this little androgynous Loki.
Yeah, he's female, he's male. Who the fuck knows? Yeah.
Anyway, I kind of like this Loki,
which has always been a part of that character. Yeah. This isn't something new where they're like trying to align themselves with the times of misgendering and all this kind of stuff. No, this has always been a part of this character. I feel like he is always some sort of different version of himself in that sense. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and I'm always interested in this relationship between Thor and Loki, whether they're friends or not friends, or they're whatever, on the same page or not on the same page. And and you're still wondering at the end of this, is Loki freaking on the level, or is he ready to screw Thor hard?
Yeah, it's hard to say what's going to happen there, but that's always the case with Loki.
You always want to believe in Loki that he's going to protect Thor, because Thor's going to go in the all sleep, and then you got this other Thor happening here. So I think I'm down for at least the next few issues, and like you say, in the solicitations, looks like some big things are happening. So I'm down for this still.
The Thor core stuff looks really interesting, but I gotta admit, I was not as down for this issue as I thought previously, and I think it may have not made the cut for my most recent solicitation orders, I'm sad to say, because like Al Ewing, we see them do a 50 issue on run on Immortal Hulk. I'm like, if he's going the long game with this one, I don't know if I'm completely in still with this one. So listen, I'm going to still read this digitally. If I fucking read those issues and I go back on my decision, I will go run and pick those up and I'll be back on board. But for now, I think I'm out and picking up the issues. This issue was just okay to me. I don't know. Some of the Thor speak stuff's bothering me. It's a little much. And not only that, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I just feel so burned after fucking losing Donny Cates to the last run of this, following the Jason Aaron run of this series. I mean, I have issues with the Jason Aaron run on my fucking bookcase there, and I'm like, this is not meeting the fucking standards that I fucking have put up.
I don't have that history behind me, so I'll give it a go.
What would you give this then?
Yeah, I still can't give it a grade. I'll give it a 3.75.
3.25 for me. It's been chopped from the block, but we'll see what happens on the next one. All right, next up I got Stuff of Nightmares, Red Death #1. I actually don't have the preview art up for this one. This is a comic written by fucking R.L. Stine of Goosebumps fame, of all people here. This is the Virgin variant cover with, I think it's like more of the full art, but you can't see it, but it does say Stuff of Nightmares up here, but you're not going to catch it on the camera. Oh, there, maybe a little bit. Yeah, a little bit. And it's a glow in the dark cover by Francesco Francavilla, which is pretty awesome. I had to pick up the premium cover of this, mostly because as well as Christine wanted to grab this, my partner. But you know what? This is not a bad issue. This is drawn by Adam Gorham, a Canadian artist who I'm a big fan of. That kind of sweetened the pot here for me a little bit in picking this up. And this whole issue is about a guy who basically had early success, basically creating a comic character in the form of this guy that was called the Red Murder, essentially. That it was this guy with an axe that wielded an axe that killed people and basically thirsted and gained power off of basically drinking their blood. And the Red Murder. So he created this character that had very early success in these horror comics that he did, and basically spun off from there. They got a movie deal out of it. They got a big movie star involved to basically portray this character in film, and from there just took off. And the comic creator who actually created the character in the first place was sadly forgotten. Kind of a true story in some instances that we've seen throughout comic creators' history. So R.L. Stine, I guess, knew enough about comics to kind of portray this character in this situation. So he's kind of worked in and out of comics throughout his career as well. And the guy has the creator of the Red Murderer person on a podcast in this issue, and he actually goes on on the podcast and he tries to ridicule him, and he kind of freaks out and leaves the podcast because he's asking him all these stupid fucking questions. And there's a whole scene of him going to this like a horror con that's going on at the time, and he's addressing questions from the fans and all this. But all throughout these events of things that are happening, there's people getting murdered by a copycat of sorts, right? I mean, the obvious fact is, again, spoilers ahead, guys. If you don't want to hear this, skip ahead. It turns out, of course, the murderer is the creator of this character to begin with, because he is not appreciated by the public anymore, and that whole thing. I mean, I got to say, in terms of R.L. Stine's experience in the biz, I'm surprised he gave us such an obvious fucking thing to latch onto, to be like, oh, of course, this guy was the murderer the whole fucking time. He was the creator.
Scooby-Doo,
right? So, it was nice. The art was good. It was an enjoyable read, but at the end of the day, it didn't fucking pull no punches or surprise me in that sense, right? So I got to give it a 3.5 across the board. That being said, though, it was. I think R.L. Stine translated well to comics. I was a big fan of Goosebumps back in the day. I think Adam Gorham is a great artist to have on this single issue, and this was a good one shot for that matter. So yeah, I gotta give her some respect for fucking putting out a good comic. It just wasn't surprising, because I expected that to be the case while I was reading it. I'm like, of course, it's the creator of this character that turns out to be the murderer. Like, the actor's like all up in arms, like, oh my god, I don't know what's going on. I'm showing up to these appearances, somebody's killing everybody, and then it turns out to be the creator. Of course, he's got some sort of multiple personality disorder or something, right? I was like, oh, come on, that's not original, Carl Stein.
That's your average Goosebumps story.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, you get what you paid for.
Right, exactly. All right, next up, you got Firepower 27. They just announced that Firepower is going to actually end on issue 30. So this is one of the closer to the final issues of the series. I know you've been in and out of this, Chris, as well along the way. This is a good issue. I'm going to be happy to see when it's all said and done here. This series overall, I think it's going to be a very enjoyable series, art and story wise. Kirkman always gives us enough to get enough out of every issue installment that we get, I feel like, to be satisfied. In this issue, at the end of the last one, you just found out his wife shot her first fireball off. And they have a moment here where he's like, oh, it's very proud of her, obviously, and surprised that she pulls it off. They make out for a bit. All the rest of the dojo's like, sorry for you, I'm sorry for interrupting in your moment. And he just, in response, barks out at them and say, hey, just because she fucking shot off her fireball doesn't mean we're done for today. Like, you all start shooting off fireballs. None of you have learned it. So they get back to training. All of them are trying to fucking shoot fireballs.
Their loads.
They're trying to get back to work and trying to fucking, bring success to this situation. Meanwhile, back in the cities that this bad guy is terrorizing, that they've been dealing with, he fucks up a whole bunch of people to the point where they take notice back in their area, wherever they are, in Nepal or where the fuck they are, right? This whole dragon situation, he's fucking up a lot of these humans. And they're all just training. They're having a good time. It's all good times over here. Throwing fireballs, having fun, making jokes, this and that.
Dying in the Badlands.
All of a sudden, it gets to the end of this issue, and they're just they hear word of what's been going on in the States and the cities that they've left. And they're just okay, guys, honestly, you've all trained very well. You may have not gotten to the point that you wanted to get to, but guess what? We don't have any choice anymore. We got to move. Yeah, exactly. We have 3 issues of the series left. They're like, guess what? You've all trained enough. Look at these people in distress in the city. That's it. We're going to help them. So that's the end of this issue. So yeah, 3.75, almost verging on a 4 for me. Great series. Definitely check it out, guys, if you missed out on the first part of it. It's going to be a great series by the time I think it's done, 30 issues in. Next up, Harley Quinn number 32, Chris. I know you had a lot to say on this one.
I did have some stuff to say, but the issue itself, I don't know. I'm still not liking this, but from what I've heard or what I've read is that this issue, or this Harley Quinn here that's running around here, she might like. There's a lot of references to Crisis going on here.
Yes.
I've heard rumors that this might be the next. She might be the linchpin for the next Crisis event.
What? I haven't heard this rumor.
That's
really?
what I've heard.
Because this issue is called like
No, maybe
Crises or something.
Well, not this
Finals
issue.
Crisis.
Not this issue itself, but whatever happens from this arc is that she gets imbued with some powers. And, since she's running around in the multiverse, fucking messing things up, this is what's going to be the linchpin for the next Crisis event.
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay.
You're here to hear first. It could be wrong.
Okay.
Just putting it out there.
Okay.
But as for a comic itself,
yeah.
Oh, man, come on.
I want to like this a lot better.
Yeah, I wanted to like this so much more. With Sweeney Boo out there, she's got great covers, but I don't know. It doesn't translate into good comics. That's it. Sorry.
I agree. Her sequentials are not as good as her cover images. Absolutely. This issue basically focused around the fact that the class that she's been teaching, I guess, in terms of like, it's not psychiatry. What the fuck is she teaching?
Yeah,
like,
psychology.
Yeah. She's teaching this class of students. She gets interrupted by some otherworldly type shit that she's been dealing with the fallout of the whole Captain Carrot and her having this mystical
like she's got some multi-universal power or something that they're trying to figure out.
So someone shows up, they're like, you need your help in World right away, and she gets fucking brought over to World, and then all of her students have like these big cranial kind of like transformations through their heads, and they have all this knowledge all of a sudden, and then they help and figure out the situation. But they do such a good job that they're like, by the end of it, we would rather these students stay here with us.
Yeah, they can't go back because they know too much.
And then they show back up here at the end, and there's like this whole other weird I don't know, like detective scenario going on.
Multiversal.
Yeah,
I know what's going on in Loki. Those time variant cops or something. That's what it seems like.
I will say the backup story in this, drawn by Kelly Jones, though, once again, interesting artists that you would not see in these mainstream superhero comics have been coming to this title. I think that's been the major highlight of this title, quite frankly, very recently. I actually enjoyed seeing Kelly Jones, who I'm a big fan of, on this backup story than I did more so than the main story. It's just like this weird little vampire story that they had going on here at the end. Just weird, interesting, more indie like artists that they've been having on.
Yeah, just more seeing sort of mainstream style art.
That's right.
In the back, we have Sweeney Boop there. That's very cartoony.
Sure.
When you see this stuff in the back, it seems great.
Yeah. So this was a nice aside to the current story that was been going on, but the current story isn't really bringing it for me either. Yeah.
So when the backup story is good, that means the main story sucks. Sorry.
I mean, normally if you watch the show, we don't even mention the backup story, so that should say something. I'm glad you feel the same though, because I was like, oh, the back story, interesting artist. All right. Yeah. But this is not great. What do you think out of
3.5?
Yeah, I will give it a 3.5 based on the backup story. I'll say that because
this could be easily 3.5 minus, let's say.
Yeah. Chris, Power Girl #1. I don't have the art for it, but you want to show off that sweet cover? Yeah.
All you need to see is the cover. Well, this is one of the variant covers, but all the covers were great. Even the A cover.
Very cool.
I think there's a Suzumaki cover.
Very nice.
Yeah. What happened in the story? I don't fucking know. I know she's on a boat. I don't know. She's on a boat. That's it. Yeah. I don't know what else to say. Wasn't a great story. 3.25. The cover.
She's on a boat.
Yeah. She's on a boat. It's just like SNL. She loved it.
You're not going to be continuing with it, though, I assume.
Well, I keep those covers up. I'm down.
He likes some Power Girl.
But even so, this reminds me of like a Dynamite comic where they put a fucking Dynamite cover. And then, it's just
the interior is not less than. Yeah.
Not even freaking up to par.
Fair enough. Marvel Unleashed #2.
There we go. We'll talk about some good stuff now.
Oh, you were so hot on the first issue. I thought
I was not so hot on this, but Throg.
Yes.
Throg freaking rules.
Great issue, right? Thank you.
You want to talk about Odin speak or Asgard speak?
This is the way.
When freaking you're talking with dogs and you got a frog that speaks in Odin speak, it is great.
even the whole hell setup though of like the villain in this, like it was pretty fucking sick. Where he's like, yeah, we're in the depths of hell, blah 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 blah. Like,
you got Blackheart go, what the hell is this, a frog here?
Yeah.
And this fucking frog takes him out.
How is this frog more powerful than I am?
I loved it.
Yeah, it was great. Right. Okay, good. I'm glad because I know you were like, I don't know about this.
I didn't like this much, but I don't really like Throg or whatever his name was. I wasn't a big fan of him, but I can see why he's popular. This is Throg at his best.
I even liked like the D-Dog cry for help that like he right, like the way he barked and like it says
the ultimate barker.
Yeah. And then it got out to fucking Dr. Strange's ghost dog there. Yeah. It was fucking awesome, man.
It reminds me of fucking with that Wonder Woman where they light the fire and then you see the fire, they light the fire, and they light the fire.
I loved it.
Okay. I didn't love it, but I thought it was okay.
No, I didn't love it either, but it was a lot of fun, is what I'm saying. It was. Like this is finally it was good. It's a 4-issue miniseries. It's hit the sweet spot of like enjoyment for me in that.
I was a little worried there, but
but also,
I like Carl Starks.
Not only that, the artist is way better than it should be on this book, right? Like this is
fucking dogs.
No, but the artist is a way better artist than I would have expected on a book like this.
I thought the art was freaking just so. I didn't think it was anything.
Wow. All right.
That's good.
I think it's much better than this book should deserve in that sense.
Like freaking. I wish we had this artist on a mainstream title.
Right.
So I think the artist is good, but I don't think it was anything great.
All right.
But it's good stuff.
I think it's great. Throg, guys.
Throg, Thumbs up for Throg. Yeah, fucking 4. Well, okay. Well, yeah, I'll give 4. I do like Throg.
4 out of 5. Yeah, I'm with it. It was a fun issue. 4-issue miniseries. I'm completely into this.
I want to see more Throg.
Yeah. All right. Next up, we got the Penguin #2. Oh man, Chris, you didn't read this in time, did you? You're still behind. Listen, I gotta go seek out these issues because this is just an extension of Tom King's fucking Batman miniseries. Even though it is entitled The Penguin, this was fucking excellent. This issue. This returns the character that Tom King created in the fucking Batman Killing Time miniseries that he did prior to this. And you did not need to read that, everybody. You do not need to read that to understand what happened in this issue. But again, if you had read it, it just gives you a little extra. The Batman Killing Time miniseries. This guy, the Help, that's like basically like a butler. Fucking, you remember me talking about this guy on the show? Yeah. He appears in this issue of the Penguin because the Penguin has to go to him for help, who also came to him for a task, a job of sorts in the Killing Time miniseries that Tom King wrote. He comes back to him for help in this because he's now been tasked to go back to Gotham and basically take over essentially by being like, almost a snitch for the cops in Gotham because they put him up to this task because he's trying to go and create another life for himself with his new identity. But he shows up in the Helps area. He shows up at his house and then like he spends a day with him at his house where he's up, he's got all this like lavish lifestyle. Like he's going out and shooting birds out in the backyard. He's like, he's doing his thing. He has a fucking, he knocks out the Penguin in this scene because they have a disagreement because the Penguin's like, he asks him to help him get back into Gotham. And he's like, nah, I'm good. I don't need to do that. He's like, what's wrong with you? Like, this is like your job. Like, this is what you're into. Like, he's like, no, I'm not into this. And he pushes them. So he knocks them the fuck out as they're fucking like shooting birds and shit in the backyard. And then later on, he starts to notice that he keeps a lot of servants that he has in his employ next to him, helping him on his everyday day-to-day. And he reveals that like the Penguin is in his 80s at this point, but the Help is in his 90s. He's like 95 fucking years old at this point. So when the people try to help him or aid him in certain situations that are his help, the Help's help, he starts taking them out systematically. He starts taking out his doctor. He's, you're the man who takes care of him even though he's so old. Okay, I'm going to choke the shit out of him. Kills him. The next scene, he sets him up in a whole scenario where he takes out his other person that's like by his side every time that tries to help him. Like his #2 takes him out. And then, he poisons his drink because obviously the butler that brings him the drink, he has no fucking, he doesn't look over. poisons his drink. As he's phasing in and out in an excellent scene, as you see the character phasing in and out, and you see the dialogue like being very more and more faint as he's talking to him, the Penguin, he's like, yeah, this is where I hit you. You've lost touch because you've got all these people working for you nowadays. And, you know, and they just do this 2-page spread here where they show all these dead bodies as he wakes up out of this daze. And all this help is all around him. And he's like, you're the help. These guys are not the fucking help. You're slipping up. You're fucking up. He's like, all these people around you, he beats the shit out of him with his fucking penguin, like umbrella. He's like, this is where you slipping. You're fucking up. You're old. You're fucking. I still need your fucking help. You're one of the most skilled people I've come across. I need your help to get back into Gotham and take down the Bat. I need your fucking help. And he beats the shit out of him. And he tells him straight up, though, he's like, you don't need help. You're the help. Like, he fucking tells him, like, it's excellent because he has people like literally dressed as butlers serving him when he's dressed as the butler, right? Like, he's like, you're the one that takes contracts. You're the one that fucking does right by people. He tries to fucking put that through his head. Anyways, I love this character when it was first introduced to Killing Time. Loved him reintroduced in this. I give this a 4.5 out of 5. This is an excellent fucking issue. And this Penguin series, I'm going to have to probably go out and pick up the issues now. It's so good. It's fucking great by Tom King. He's killing it right now. Boy Rivals number 4. Chris, you're out on this too?
Well, I just didn't have a chance to read it, but it's good stuff from what I understand.
This is another solid issue. This was basically at the end of the last one. The 2 people that had to work together to survive, essentially. She brings him back to her home planet after they get actually in the ship that they make work and actually get to them where
didn't she screw him over right at the last page of the last issue?
So she brings him back to her planet. She had screwed him over previously. He thought they were going to work together. Now it's revealed that they're not. She brings him into her fucking space station. This guy's like put him into captivity because he's a traitor. Like he's against us, right? And then all of a sudden you delve into her interacting with her people. And when it's revealed that she's like, listen, you don't have to hurt this guy. Yeah, he's our enemy, blah, blah, blah. But guess what? We worked together on a planet when we were way away. Maybe cut him some slack. So the people on her planet do not believe in this fact. They're like, no, we're not going to cut him any slack. Yeah. That backfires on her. And guess what? She gets thrown into captivity because her master figures out that they've seen each other's actual identities.
Yeah, so she broke the law too.
That's right. That's right. You also get a great scene of this squirrel. What was his name?
Is that a fucking transformer?
Yeah.
How are they freaking dropping transformers into this story the whole time?
This Scorlax or whatever his fucking name is, Scarlax, whatever his fucking name is, basically this character that abducted that other alien creature from the last issue. Remember that when we thought he was a bad guy? He brought him to sell him off to one of these like transformer type Decepticons, not the bad guys, not the good guys. He tries to sell him off to the Decepticons. They're like, we don't want this fucking guy. He's like, all right, I guess I'll just take him with me. Then I thought maybe because this guy's an enemy to your people, you'd want him. And he's like, no, get that piece of shit out of here. That was the only scene again you get. I just love how they're inserting this kind of like the Transformer stuff into
I don't know how they do it, but they do it and it freaking works. And it's crazy.
It's a great job. Yeah. Anyways, by the end of it, spoilers, guys, once again, I want to shut this out. I do want to talk about it. At the end, you get the reveal about the fact that they don't believe in her anymore. They're on the outs with her, even after bringing this guy back to their custody. She gets thrown out and put in captivity with him. But then her leader goes and speaks to somebody on the monitor, and guess what? The guy he alerts is the leader of the other group or their group, and it's his son. Their leader of their group, his son of the person.
Yeah, so they're in cahoots. Yeah, I've heard this story. We talked about this earlier.
It's like Canada, right?
No comment.
But there you go. Yeah, there you have it. So very interesting story. Another great issue, as always. Great pacing, great setup by Robert Kirkman, the master of that. I give it a 4 out of 5.
That's it. The Illuminati there.
There you go.
Keeping us serfs in line.
The schlub number 2, Chris. Did you read this?
I did not read it, but I did read the first one.
Shit, I thought you did. Oh, I'm sorry.
I didn't get a chance. I don't think it was uploaded.
Schlub number 2. Enjoyable story, continuing with the whole like Freaky Friday aspect of
from
this.
what I understood is the new guy, he had to test his new powers against the supervillain here.
Yeah, exactly. And the schlub turns out to be the superhero in the fucking regular person's body. And the great takeaway from this issue, if I gotta say, is the fact that he discovered caffeine. He's like, oh my god, this caffeine stuff's great. He's chugging coffees back. He's like the superhero that is
in the human body now. He's like, oh fuck, I love caffeine.
And he walks into a fucking when he goes to meet up with the superhero character in the regular guy in the superhero body. He walks into his room and he's just pigging out in a shitload of junk food because he's a big fatso and he's used to it. He's like, oh my God, how do you fucking get enough sleep in this body as a human? This is fucking ridiculous. I slept for a fucking full 2 hours last night. He's like, in my body, you gotta sleep for fucking 12 hours. What's wrong with you, bud? He's like, you believe that? Like, he's like, I'm exhausted all the time. And I as a human, you're really relating to this story. You're like, yeah, I'm always tired. I can sleep 6 hours, 8 hours, 10 hours. You're like, you're just tired. He's like, he's just it's a great Freaky Friday type situation. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. Good art. Overall, I'll give it a 3.75 out of 5, though. It's nothing like over the top, but like at the same time, I am enjoying it. I am enjoying the experience. So yeah. And then some bad guys show up at the end that the guy is not prepared for in the body of the superhero. So 3.75 out of 5.
Looks good.
Good. Yeah. You might check it out. You might enjoy it. Next up, Unstoppable Doom Patrol number 6, Chris.
Yeah, I'm not really sure. Is this moving on?
It seems like it's gonna continue.
Seems like it's gonna be an ongoing.
On the cover, though, it says 6 of 7. I don't know. I agree with you. It seems like it's gonna go past this. It says 1 of whatever. Like
it seems like an ongoing story. Like
same.
I think the last few issues we weren't really big on. At least I wasn't big on.
No, me neither.
I hear they're in the bit of a training room, or like a danger room sort of situation there. Where you got these. I know the new recruits, let's say, versus Doom Patrol, and as they're testing each other out, somebody else shows in there, and you seem to be getting a few reveals as to a bigger story that's going on that cannot be wrapped up in one issue.
I agree.
Like, I'm not buying this story, but I'm still interested in it, and I don't think it was too bad.
This was my favorite issue out of the last 2 issues. I think this series started off really strong.
The quiz,
I think it lost its way a little bit along the way, but then this issue kind of brought it back in a little bit of prominence for me. I was just like, this is a fun series, fun villains. There's a guy that like just shreds the shit out of this guy. What's his name? Like, it's like it's like Dr. fucking taking them apart or something. Like, what was his name? It's something like ridiculous. Like,
I know. I couldn't get over this quiz guy. You had to start freaking rhyming off skills just the more rhymes, the more skills you've kind of, verbalized, then he wouldn't have them.
Right. But the doctor's name was like Dr. Dismemberment or something, something ridiculous like that, where just really fun villain ideas and names for these characters. And I really liked like all the team coming together in this. Like after the last couple issues that were lackluster, I felt this was good. And to Chris's point, I don't see how they can end this in fucking one more issue because it was like
so much going on.
Yeah, so I guess we'll see. I mean, if it does end in one more issue that's like advertised, may not be as great as we're giving it props for, but right now this was a good issue. I will say, yeah, I liked this. I like this a lot. The Eternal Flame here, yeah. I'm hiccuping like crazy. Sorry, guys. What'd you give this?
I thought it was good. I'll give it a 3.75. Good stuff.
Same.
Fun issue.
Agreed. All right, Chris, why don't you talk while I can stop burping? Miss Marvel and the New Mutant number 2.
This was the secret spoiler one there, so I bought I didn't want to get I got sucked into this. The first issue I thought we both thought was really decent.
Yeah.
This issue's okay still. I get some of the whatever the mutants are, some of the mutants are involved in this one, so you're getting a little bit more of a bigger world. But I don't know. I thought I'd continue on with this, but after reading this issue, I don't think I'm going to continue on. Whatever I get, and I'll just let it ride from there.
I thought this was okay. I'm sorry, I'm still very burpy.
Yeah.
This is okay. Okay, I don't think it was great either, but I don't think it was bad.
Yeah, it's nothing special. Put this with the Avengers too, you know, like you put these both books together. It's nothing great, nothing bad. You know, they're fun reads, but if I didn't buy them or if I didn't have them, I wouldn't be upset about it either way.
Yeah.
Oof,
I mean, she looks great in this issue.
Well, hey, well, we're going from fucking 3.25 to a 4.5 right there, but
yeah, it was okay.
Even with all that sort of info,
she met up with like one of her fanfic characters that was like a combination of Silver Surfer and Doctor
that's
Strange.
Something in her dreams that's going on.
No, she does fanfic.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. So like that's, I don't know what that was all about, but anyways, what'd you give this?
Yeah, 3.5.
Same. Yep. What do we have?
What do we got left
That's
here?
it. That's it.
That was it. Oh,
that's all we had to talk about this week, guys. That being said, let's look at some previews here.
Oh, we're going to do some DC previews.
Yeah, you can't light a smoke in here though.
Don't worry. The non-smokeless. Why? Don't worry. It's a quick preview from what I remember. This freaking DC stuff ain't great.
No, hold on. There we go. All right. Share the screen. Oh, I'm burping. Shit. Sorry, guys. All right. Let's take a look at the DC Comics solicitations here today. We looked at the Marvel the last episode if you want to check that out, but this is the DC solicitation for December 2023. All right, here we go. Titans, Beast World, number 2.
No.
No. The covers aren't loading yet, but
yeah, they're all garbage. I'll read it. It's a fun story, but I'm still not down for this stuff.
Yeah, me neither. Titans Beast World number 2 and 3. Titans Beast World Tour, Gotham number 1. Yeah.
Like freaking that's whatever. That's a lot of comics there for a freaking story you don't really care about.
Titans Beast World Tour Central City number 1. No. Titans Beast World Tour Atlantis number 1. No. Titans number 6. Maybe. Yeah. I might be dropping Titans, maybe but not. Yeah. Let's see here. Justice League versus Godzilla versus Kong.
Fuck. It looks good though. Like that preview. Last time I saw a preview like that, it was that freaking Batman with Mark.
And you missed out on it. Yeah.
But I think I already missed out on this.
Yeah. I don't think we were planning on picking this up. So
I think I don't think it's going to be freaking anything valuable, but I think it might be fun reads.
I agree. Yeah. 3 of 7 though, a 7-issue miniseries. Yeah, it might be too much for this. We'll see.
Exactly. Yeah, 4 issues. I might have bought it.
Batman Off-World number 2. Yes.
Yeah, I'm up.
What?
Yeah, I cut this.
This is Jason Aaron on DC.
Screw Jason Aaron. I'm out.
Brutal.
I got enough Batman. Come on, there's so much Batman going on there.
I
went through my November freaking solicitations. All my DC was just Batman.
I'm on board.
I'm not.
Kneel Before Zod number 1. No. This is a miniseries, I think. All right. Maybe. Batman Santa Claus Silent Night number 2.
Yeah, I'm up. No.
I thought you were picking this up.
Fuck, come on. I can't. I want to though.
I might be picking this up. Depends.
Okay, maybe.
Game time decision. Batman Santa Claus number 2 and 3.
Oh yeah, no. I'm out on this one. There's like it's weekly. Yeah, screw that.
It's weekly.
I'll take a one shot, not a weekly.
Oh, I'm out.
Yeah, I'm out.
I'm out too.
I thought there was like a Twas Before Christmas one that I might have been in on. But
I didn't know. Maybe I'm in. We'll see.
Right, you're out on a weekly.
Batman 141.
Yes.
Yeah, me too. Detective 1079. Out. No, and 80. Nightwing 109. Yes.
Wow.
Ooh, nice covers. That's cool. Yeah.
It looks like some Beast World stuff going on there. Anyways, I'll buy it.
Catwoman 60. No.
Oof.
I'm out.
I don't know if that friggin' bottom corner cover is a a ratio or not.
This one?
Yeah.
Probably.
Okay. Yeah. I know. I thought I was in, but I guess I'm out because I didn't get my Catwoman this week, but who knows?
Oh, Batman Robin. No.
Yeah, out.
I'm out. I might read it digitally.
Yeah. Oof.
Batman Brave and the Bold. No.
Nope.
Poison Ivy. No.
Nope.
Harley Quinn. Yes. Nice covers.
Yeah, that's probably a ratio. That's a good one there with the freaking Venom.
1 in 25.
Yeah, screw that. That's a nice one though.
Outsiders 2, no. Birds of Prey 5, yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm in on this. I'm all in on this series. Oh,
yeah.
Nakayama, what is that?
I don't know. That's a ratio though for sure.
It is, yeah.
That's nice.
Penguin number 5. Yes, I might be picking this up now. This has been really good. Next up, we got Batman 89 Echoes. No. Superman 78. No. Superman 9. Digitally, I'll probably read it. Yeah.
Yeah. Who knows?
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on with what I order and what I get.
Oh.
What? Well, yeah, I'm getting this one there. Sorry, my bad. I know who that is. I know who's drawing it, but
yeah, not bad.
I don't think it's a ratio either.
It is 1 out of 25.
Okay, I'm not getting it.
Batman, Superman, World's Finest. Yes,
I'm in. Yes.
Yeah, I'm in on this.
There's still some more of that Kingdom Come business. Yeah, there he goes. Oof.
Yeah, I did.
I'll get some good covers there, but probably won't get them.
Action Comics, no.
Maybe.
Annual, no.
No. Well, I'll probably buy it because they give it to me.
Wonder Woman 4, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Love that trader cover.
Which one? This one?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, this is going to be a great series.
I'm down for this, but I don't know what they're going to do after this arc, though.
We'll see, man. We'll see.
Issues.
We'll see. We'll see where he takes it. Amazon's Attack, no. Flash, no. Speed Force, no. Jake Garrick, no. Alan Scott, no. Justice Society of America, I mean digitally, but otherwise, no. Green Lantern, no. Green Lantern War Journal, no. Power Girl, no. Maybe for you, let's see the covers.
Yeah, let's see. That's not a bad cover. That's not a bad cover. I know. We'll see. We'll see what's available.
Okay. Fire and Ice, no.
No.
Blue Beetle, no. Cyborg, no. Green Arrow. Hawk Girl.
Maybe a Green Arrow cover there if it's not a little Black Canary there.
Yeah, it's a good one. Shazam, no. World's Finest Teen Titans, no. Harley Quinn, Black, White, and Redder 6, yes, for me at least.
Nice cover.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's better covers too.
I think that might be it. Let me see here. Yeah, Superman, Last Days of Lex Luthor. They got pushed back from this week all the way to fucking December. Yes. I got pushed back quite a few months. That's it. Not much. Like you said, yeah, December, not much. That's let's just take a quick look here. Any image or anything else? I don't think so. Well,
the bad thing about Image doesn't have the Kirk or Skybound in it. And Miller World.
Adventure Man, Ghost Lights #1. I'm not going to pick this up physically, but I'll probably check it out digitally. I pick up all the hard covers of this book. The art is gorgeous. This is the Dodson. Terry Dodson, Rachel Dodson. Fucking, if you're into cheesecake, this is the shit right here. This Adventure Man. I've read the first two previous miniseries. Good artist. Good.
I like cheesecake.
Yeah. That might be it that I wanted to highlight during this one, though. I think. Oh yeah, I think you got Creep Show. You got a holiday special issue, which I'm a big fan of. I like this series. Some good covers. Yeah. And what else? I think that might be it, though.
I know. Spawn must be running into 350 by then soon.
Then you got Firepower #30, the final issue of the series.
Do you think this is a pause? Or you think it's the end of the series?
It's the end. I think it's ran its course. Yeah, I don't think there's much more there.
He's gonna leave something open, in case he wants to open this up for a couple.
No, that's not like Kirkman. I don't think so. No, I think it's over. Spawn 340, not one issue away from 50.
Okay, I might be getting this.
Okay, there you go. You got Todd McFarlane writing, Carlo Barbarian art.
That's not going to sell it more.
Then you got Transformers number 3.
Yeah, I think we're down for this still.
Oh yeah.
Ooh.
Oh yeah. Don't forget this month. This month you also got this. I think you have Duke number 1.
I don't know about Duke. I forget to buy that freaking Duke. We're gonna have to send away for it with like 10 GI Joe points or something.
You got burned by him already, eh?
Well, it's not a bad GI Joe character there. Got the swivel arms and stuff.
Is it him? Is it Duke? That's a GI Joe character.
He's been around for a while.
Yeah. If it's not him, it's somebody else that's this month, right? I can't see it. Yeah, I think it's him. So yeah, there you go.
No, let's see if they bring in Sergeant Slaughter.
He doesn't have a miniseries yet, but you never know. Yeah, so I think that's it. I think that's it for this solicitations. All right, Chris, what are you picking up next week?
Okay, we're looking at this. This is October 4th, I imagine.
Yeah.
We got God's number 1, Immortal X-Men 16. Let's see. Ooh. X-Men 27. X-Force 45. Definitely going to read that.
Yeah.
We'll see what's going on in DC next week.
Me too.
I got Batman 138. I don't think I've gotten a freaking Batman comic in a while, a few months now. Birds of Prey 2.
Night Terrors, that's why.
Yeah, I guess. Oh, yeah, that could be it too. I don't know if I ordered this one. That's DC Ghouls Just Want to Have Fun.
I didn't get that. Yeah.
Well, Peacemaker Tries Hard. Want to read that for sure.
Yep. See it?
Well, and there's not much else going on there. Could be a quiet week next week.
Yeah, it might be for the last few weeks have been big weeks. So it might be. Yeah, I got Birds of Prey 2 next week. Batman 138. Peacemaker, like you said, Tries Hard, the last issue of that miniseries. Doctor Strange, you got God's number 1. Did you?
Yeah, God's number 1. Yeah, definitely getting that. But
Immortal X-Men 16. Sacrificers 3.
Okay,
yeah.
Should have that in there somewhere.
Transformers number 1 next week.
Oh, sorry, we only went through Marvel and DC.
Whoa. Transformers number 1, man.
Autobots roll out.
X-Men 27. That's a decent week next week. But
there are some good comics in there, though.
Yeah,
it might be a small week, but
it's a mighty.
I'm looking forward to that X-Men 27 with Cyclops with his eyes stapled shut.
Yeah, should be some good stuff there. So there you go.
Imagine he's gonna open them sooner or later. You watch out what he does.
All right, well, that's gonna do it for what we were looking forward to picking up next week, guys. Chris, why don't you let us know what is your favorite one of the week? As I'm fucking hiccuping like crazy here. Jesus Christ!
Easy call this week when I read that motherfucker. Ooh. Boom! Iron Man number 8. If you had something else, you freaking tell me what it was.
I'm looking over the picks here.
Good story, good art, got some twists in there. You got some stuff setting up for a story down the line. Not gonna be friggin' some dog there that freaking barks in the moon.
Stop talking shit about Marvel Unleashed, all right? All right, my pick this week is Invincible. I never did as well. No, he didn't browbeat me into this pick. I'm just gonna fucking put that out there.
This was a good comic.
This was a good fucking comic. No, I will say the closest contender this week was Penguin number 2 for me, which you didn't read. It's excellent. It's still really fucking good. But everything that's going on within the X-Men books and this fucking title right now, I cannot give it to this. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
This Fall of X, there's some good stuff going on. There's some bad stuff going on. And this is the best of the best.
I agree.
And for it to be coming into an Iron Man story, it's like, come on.
Yeah. I like scrolling the wrong shit across the screen for the last one. I had Miss Marvel scrolling across the screen for the last 20 minutes.
That was my favorite spoiler that I got. I freaking got burned on.
Oh God. All right, guys. Well,
I'm glad Ms. Marvel sucks. I don't got to buy the rest.
That's gonna do it for this week. Me and my fucking hiccuping self. I want to thank Chris for showing up here in person. Yeah, happy birthday to Chris once again. It's always a good time to get together.
As we fade out, we'll talk politics here, and we'll see what's going on.
Yeah, it's gonna get much more controversial. Stay tuned. Oh God, I can't stop hiccuping. No, it was a lot of fun. Always nice to get together in person, do this, have some beers and whatever.
I said thank you to Nico for doing this and setting all this stuff up all the time, every time.
Thank you. No, I appreciate it. No problem. I enjoy doing it, so that's why we keep doing it. And thank you for joining me, or else there would be no show. It's just me talking to myself.
Well, I'm gonna put out there a little teaser there for the Late Night Chat Network, because I understand things might change. I will sit there and talk for an hour by myself about random topics. Maybe I'll just watch CP24 and comment on all the blurbs that go by while it's happening while I drink beer. It'll have to be a Friday night or a Saturday night show. It would not be a Monday night show. I'm just putting that idea out there.
That sounds pretty enjoyable. I'll
give you my 2 cents.
That's the name of it. Chris's 2 cents.
Yeah, it could be the scores. Who knows?
There you go, guys. If you guys want to hear more of that, let us know.
Let us know if you want to see that sort of content.
And we can make that happen. Otherwise, we'll see you guys next week, as always, talking about comics and hopefully not hiccuping as much.
Maybe I'll read comics while I do it, just so I can get it on this channel.
That being said, thank you everybody for tuning in. And if you want more of Chris's controversial takes, make sure to tune in. Otherwise, you can catch us here weekly, Comic Shop Talk, or possibly on the defunct Late Night Chat. We'll see what happens. All right, everyone. See you next time.
All right. Cheers.
Bye.